if you don't think that your parent can be jealous of you, you better think again. Because if you're unaware that that could happen, they can cause you a world of pain. We give our most valuable secrets away to the people that we love. And in all honesty, no one would ever think that a parent would just ruthlessly betray you. But when you are related to a parent who is selfish and emotionally immature, the world is about them. Your birth was not about you, it was about them. It was about attention from the very beginning. And after your birth, guys, it's funny. I'm saying this all from retrospect because I went no contact a couple of years ago. And, you know, all of this is retrospective, what I have learned and what I have observed since I went no contact. But the jealousy and the imitation is unreal. The competition has been unreal, and I didn't even realize I was in a competition. But from your birth into present moment, when you wake up, you are in a competition with your parents sometimes if they're that kind of person. And it can be a very malignant situation. And I say that because when you're a child, and I'm speaking from my first memory to now, my first memory of my mother was something that I consider very traumatic. She burnt me with a match, and she thought it was funny. And I was about 2 or 3 years old. I can't remember, but I know that it was when I was a very little child, and that's my first memory of her. But if you let her twist it and turn it, and this is how slick they are, she turned me against my dad. And I'm not even going to say turn me against him, but she always fed information about how terrible of a person he was and all that. And she left, took us away from him, and moved to another state. But my first memory of my dad is a great memory. As a matter of fact, every memory of my father that I do have of him, and I only had very limited remembrance of him because I didn't spend much time with him. But going back, I can't remember one thing about him where he harmed me. Not once. Never. As a matter of fact, I remember him doing my hair for preschool and how proud I was. But I'm just saying that they will twist your memories. That's how people can grow up to be adults and not even realize that they're still being abused. A narcissistic parent like the one I had will triangulate people who you are in relationships with, your teachers, the students you go to school with. They are so emotionally immature that they rather hang out and be in the mix of people your age and put salt and poison the people who should be your support system, they should be your support system, but they won't be. They will withhold valuable information. They won't teach you certain things. They will mock you. My mom mocked me. She embarrassed me. She put things that should have been personal out on Front Street. A parent is supposed to teach you how to deal with relationships, men, and all that. Mine set me up for a world of pain, and then mocked and criticized how I lived my life, even though I wasn't living my life in any kind of necessarily horrible way. I guess I was looking for love, but I didn't realize that I was looking for it because I never had any. And they will act like they care about you, but they only want control over you. That's how if somebody can abuse you from the time that you're a kid and emotionally abuse you and control you and manipulate you, there is no love there. There's something else there. There's control, there is manipulation, but there is no love. So don't get it confused or twisted, because it's the truth. And to this day, well, I'm not going to say to this day, but even as an adult, the same patterns that I went through as a child, she was still trying to do. I had to escape her at 16 years old. And years after that, when I had been traumatized by the world, because I was only 16 when I left, and I wasn't prepared, but I wasn't prepared to be abused any longer. Then I run into a bunch of other abusers. And I'm not trying to act like, I didn't have any faults in it, but I honestly didn't know. I was a child, and it kind of just went that way. But I can tell you one thing, when I had my own children, when I had my first child, I shaped up real quick and figured out how to be a responsible enough adult to be there for his needs and emotions, and then have more children and be responsible enough to be able to take care of them without beating on them and beating them down, their confidence, and just being a criticizing, negative, controlling, narcissistic, egotistical, selfish individual. Like a narcissistic parent will eat food on their way home from work and never spend their money on food for their children and act like they never had any money. But I figured this out because years later, when you see that they do have money, they have money to waste on people that are not family, people that don't care about them, people that will harm you. They will bring men around you that are dangerous, liars, molesters, thieves. They will encourage you to not see red flags in people that around you. Now, I can say that I've been lucky enough to protect my children from anything like that because I was aware of those kind of red flags because I've been through those kind of things. And I'd be damned if I let my children go through it. I would, I ain't gonna tell y'all what I would do, but I wish somebody would. And that's just where I stand on that. But people have tried to take my life in other ways, caused me to be mentally unstable, and guess what? The very woman who birthed me and worked with them and triangulated and manipulated and feigned like she cared, and in all honesty, she was the mastermind. She's working with the very people she was trying to bring me down. But guess what? God saved me when I surrendered myself to him fully. Once I realized that the only parent I ever had was my Father and the Holy Spirit, my God. That's all I had. That's all I had. And that's all I needed. So I'm just saying this to say some things that you should be aware of. And some things don't seem like they're abuse or control until you have something to compare it to. And my comparison was my own children, and realizing that for somebody to treat a person like this age or whatever, it's disturbing and disgusting. And I'm just telling you guys what I realized when I woke up about my narcissistic mother. And these people are dangerous, and they're so dangerous. They're seeking to harm you from the jump. Anybody who would physically harm their child, to me, is they're a bad person, period, point blank. So that's all I got for y'all today. If you guys have any comments like that, if you experience a parent like that, I would like to hear. I'm just overcoming mine now, and you guys are hearing the struggle as it happens. I have days where I go back into being, I'm not gonna say depressed because I'm not depressed about it, but it's a sadness, mourning somebody that is alive, but they're dead in a way, and they always been dead just on the inside. When you have to have that funeral for that phantom parent, it's pretty sad. But anyway, guys, I'm here today just hollering at y'all on this, and I will see you guys on the next go. I appreciate y'all.